Scorpio, this is your January 2016 love as well as general forecast. We're going to start with your love and partnership forecast. Your first card up is that of the Four of Pentacles. In this deck, the Four of Pentacles speaks about that finely tuned art of balance. So your relationships and your partnerships are now going through a phase where balance is required. And this may need composure on your part for starters, but also a balancing act of various aspects of your life. So it could be your job or your business or your hobbies or your time out, and the people and the children, etc., are all needing time, and it's impacting on your relationship. But you need to balance all this. If you balance all this, this is when abundance will come into your relationships. If need be, take some time out once in a while, because that will be what restores that balance. So what restores the balance, what gives you a good firm foundation in your relationships, is going to be taking a bit of time out once in a while so that you can take a better look at where the imbalances are occurring. The second card that comes up here, which defines that first Four of Pentacles, is that of Between Worlds, which means that you're probably moving on to a next or new phase in your relationships. And you have this inkling, this feeling of things are not quite the same as they used to be. And you want a better, firmer, more solid idea of what's going to happen. But you know what? You're not going to get one right now. Things are in flux. They are in change. And what is up ahead is not going to be revealed to you just yet. It is still a mystery. And it's probably a mystery for good reason. So right now, that little bit of insecurity, that not being sure, that not quite understanding what that feeling is, that's where you're at. Rather take on a feeling of curiosity, of, okay, what's coming up ahead? This could be interesting. That would be the attitude to maintain at the moment. Then next up, you have the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands speaks of things being too burdensome. Too much at the same time, feeling as if you can't cope, feeling as if you can't handle it. And like this little raven in this card, he's hiding behind those sticks, hoping life will leave him alone for a while. That might be the kind of feeling you're getting where your relationships or the people in general around you are making you feel like that. And this is also okay. Sometimes one does need a bit of time out. You need to sit back a little and get a bit of peace and quiet to restore your balance. This is very important for Scorpios. You need this in your life. You need that time out to restore balance. The card that came up with that is All That Glitters Is Not Gold. So you have either gotten yourself into a relationship or into a situation in your relationship which you thought would be ideal, and you've seen it's not. It's not what you thought it would be. You thought this would be the perfect setup for your relationship or the perfect relationship, and you are finding out it's actually just burdening you. It's adding to that load in your life. But you made that decision. You went down that path with this specific idea in mind. It seemed all glittery and pretty and wonderful at a distance, but the reality of it does not match up to that glitter at all. And the lesson here to be learned is that what you think would be the perfect relationship or the perfect setup in a relationship quite often isn't. That where you are at that moment in time is perhaps the time to stick out and take a better perspective or grow inward first before trying to change what is happening outside. Now the outcome here is that of the world, which speaks of you are coming to an end of a cycle, and there will be success at the end of the cycle. So whatever is happening now in your relationships, it's coming to a culmination, it's drawing to a close. Because you have that happy card with it, this definitely signifies there's going to be a happy ending. Doesn't mean the end, but where the situation is now at, it will end happily before you move on to be it the next relationship or be the next phase of your relationship. It will end on a happy note. So despite what you're going through at the moment, know the end is in sight of whatever the situation is, and it will be a happy ending. Whether it is that you move on to something else that's far better, or move upper level in your relationship that makes you far more comfortable and happier. Okay, so that was your love and partnership reading for January. Now we move on to your general forecast. Now your general forecast speaks first and foremost of withdrawal. So, should a situation or people come into your life now that engage you in a way that you feel threatened, or as if you can't handle it, or as if it's something you're just uncomfortable with, take a step back. Do not engage. Do not become embroiled in this. You're going to get that feeling that this isn't what you want or that you do not want to do. Take this opportunity to step back and don't engage. Take a time out. This is your time out. The guidance card that comes with this says that of going with the flow. So it really is just rather don't engage. Just cruise along and see what life brings for you. Don't make decisions. Don't take firm actions. Pay attention because there will be signs along the way that are going to show you what the correct path of action is. What comes up next is the persevere card or the action card. Now this talks about sticking to your guns. So, in that moment of withdrawal, you're going to know what's right for you and you need to stick to that. No matter how you get pressurized or ridiculed or pushed or shoved, stick to your guns. Persevere in that original goal or idea that you had in mind. Stick to that. The release card speaks of letting go of perhaps resentment or anger or past thoughts of failure. You do need to let go of past conditioning here. There is something that is hindering your progress that has to do with the past. That needs to be released. You need to take a deep breath and open your mind here to see how to stick to your goals properly without fear being your deciding factor. Your outcome here is that of renew. So this speaks after the release, the renew comes, because what you're going to release is outdated ways of thinking, outdated ways of doing things, conditioning. Let go of the conditioning based on fear, which is stopping you from moving forward on the path. So, should you not be moving forward because it is fear-based, you need to let go of that as well. And if you can let go of that conditioning, that fear, that thing that stops you moving ahead because it's fear-based, the passion for what you are doing will be returned back to it again. The enthusiasm will be returned back to it again. We all know that passion is actually something without fear. When you forget about fear and your attitude is, well, I'm not worried about that. Fear is the last thing I'm worried about now. You know passion enters your life. That is what passion is. It's doing things without fear. And that is what you do need to build up to. So, towards the end of January, it's going to be a time for release of you. It's going to be a time of letting go of all those old fears and conditioning so that you can get the passion for what you do back into your life again. Right now, the soul card is that of the starling. Now, the starling speaks of group effort. So, towards the end of the month, I think this is going to be more relevant. You're going to need to engage with people, be it's going to be more than one person, perhaps more than one person at a time, or people in different areas of your life, but you're going to need to collaborate with people or engage with them eventually. And once you've let go, once you've set your goals of what you believe is your authentic self and what you want to do, and you've let go of the conditioning of fear, then you are open to engage with others properly. And you do then need to do it. You're going to have to collaborate with people to move forward on whatever it is you want to do. You can't do this on your own. But you need to find that sure footing, that sure knowledge inside yourself of what it is you want to do so that you can collaborate and then it will be a successful venture. The card that came up with this is a card that signifies the past, the present, and the future all connected to one another. So this has an aspect of something which has been in your past, is now in your life, and will be there well into the future. So this is a very long-term thing. It's been around for a long time. This isn't a new plan or a new goal or a new project. This has been around for a good deal of your life. And it will be around for a good deal of your life. So that's the thing to remember here. Okay, Scorpio, so that is your January 2016 general as well as love and partnership forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and listening.